That's all. This is not easy. Not easy. The volatility is not easy. But like I kind of read through the chat a little bit. It's like there's no false signals. You just have to understand how to interpret what's going on with the expansion, contraction. How's it correlated? You got to watch for correlation breaks. Then you're using all three, right? You're using all three to get in the. You know for sure at some point there's going to be a nice big move. But if you're just scalping low time frame volatility, it can be done just using a low length AVR, but or AVP in your case. It's going to take a while though. It's going to take a while for you to learn this because it's nothing that's been shared before. And it's definitely not the easiest thing to learn, but it can be done. Surely can be done. Everybody that's been here for a while has done it, right? And I can't stress enough again that this chart is to get you familiarized with what it means to trade volatility, what it means to get a look into the divergence between price action and returns. A lot of people don't even know how to plot divergences. It's another great thing, right? Another great thing. We do a lot of, there's a lot of great traders in here that have a lot of knowledge to share. So if there's anybody listening or anybody live right now, always ask the questions. Don't hold the questions back. I know they're out there, but people might be like, well, maybe I don't understand enough to answer the question now. It's just answer or ask the questions. And there's never a silly question. To be honest, there's other teams out there that will not give any help and make fun of people that are struggling, attempting to learn this. I literally have never heard a bad question when it comes to this stuff. There's nothing silly. This is one of the hardest things anybody's ever going to do, is to learn how to trade like this. But obviously, that's what this chart is for, to get your feet wet, right? We want people understanding what to look for, how to even plot divergences, because, we don't know where people are at. We don't know where people are at. So the whole time right here, right, we've got all these lower lows on this price action on the 15-minute. Well, on the ALR, they're all higher lows. So that's like divergence beginning to build. And so what is like a long-term time series? If we're on the 15-minute, literally when you start to get to the number of the look back candles, okay, like 30 or whatever. That's that. If you're plotting divergence that whole time, that building of that div over a long-term time series is going to play out, and usually play out with a nice percentage move. So by using the volatility, and then you see the div building. Now it's just building. There's no bottom set. Hell, it was building right here, and we had a quick little move up, right? You can see there's 3 return candles, all higher lows, where these 3 are all lower lows. So you immediately get that little pop, right? On a 5-minute, it was probably we could go down there, but I'm right here for now. those are the things that you start to learn, right? What you're seeing. Like let's move this baby. Yeah, let's move this baby over here. Now you can see, I'm just going to stop right there. But look at all these little div plays. All these lower lows on these 15-minute candles, right? Higher lows. And then you get the little pop. You get these little boop divergence pops. Boop, boop. All these are just divergence pops. Now it's building, building, building. Now you get a nice little steady move. Let's see, 52. It's not huge, but we're talking about um, maximizing your ability to get these profits, right? So you see all these little pops in there, and then you get a more of a sustained move, is what I'm saying. Ended up being about, I don't know, $300 or something. Not huge, but we're talking the way we take profits is quick. It's not about like sitting in a move all day. Real professional traders that are intraday trading, they're not trading a 4-hour chart, man. Right? A lot of them are sitting around pre-market doing the same thing that we all do, to be honest. You know, I'm drinking coffee, I'm looking at pre-market, I'm looking at correlations across the markets, right? I want to see on these intraday time frames if traditional markets and Bitcoin are correlated, because they will fall out of correlation, right? They will. So you need to know, because I like to, when I'm trading, if I'm going to be doing it, why not be trading a couple, two or three correlated assets all at the same time? All at the same time. If they are significantly positively correlated, you'll be shocked on how well they move together, especially cryptos. I'm not going to lie. If you can find some like some blue chip alts, I don't like to dive deep into the shitcoin barrel, but because you need liquidity, right? That's how you get these limit orders filled. You need liquidity, a lot of it too. That's why I only trade like, I mean, I don't dip outside the top probably 20, and that's like pushing it, even saying some of the top 20 tokens or coins are uh, you know, let's just say blue chip. So, but that's what this chart's for. It's starting to recognize the returns, because right, you're getting these little pops in these little areas of the returns, but over a long period, it's creating that div until you finally get a more of a sustained move, more of a sustained move. And let me see. And so I'm always looking, is like bear just pushing right into bull. That's what you'll see a lot. That's what you'll see a lot. You'll see freaking divergence, just it's moving the entire market. Either bull div is going to create hidden bear, or bear div is going to create hidden bull, or regular bull. That's just the way it works. If you go down on the super low time frame, like a 1 minute, it's insane. Div plays are just everywhere. Even on the low time frame like that. Move two drawings, yes. You can, especially, this is just to get your feet wet with it. So when you progress and you're ready to, take this on as a part-time job, that's what I recommend too. Don't just go out and quit your job and start full-time trading, right? Because you saw something. You got to ease into this. It's just like you're literally using like a risk assessment on you're literally your life, if you think about it, right? Especially, if you're married. What's wife or husband going to think? You just quit your job all of a sudden, you jump in put it this way, there's a lot of pressure on you to be profitable. So you got to, if you do that, you got to stick to these rules. Got to take your profit quick. It's all about just wins. God, if you're winning 10 trades a day, trading intraday, just say you're trading Bitcoin on little $100, $200 moves, and you're trading even with one Bitcoin, do the math. It's silly. Silly. You're just sitting at home. Hell, you can stay in your PJs all day. eat peanut butter toast, whatever your thing is. And you're trading for Mo, making over $1,000 a day, just chilling. Right? And that's when people stop asking questions. They're just like, huh, well, shit. They start thinking, how's he doing that? Taking profit. There's so many traders out there that don't. A lot of investors just invest, right? Just invest. And so when you get markets like this, think about how heavy these bags are for people. You got some, you're you're chugging along some heavy ass bags. I am. I'm chugging along some massive heavy bags between the Catalina whale mixer and freaking bubble goose. But we all get in those situations. Some people are just sitting on their shitcoin stacks, right? That just literally bottom just fell out everything, right? So I mean, your portfolios look disgusting. Everybody gets emotional. That's why you go across all these discords, especially the NFT discords. Everybody's emotional, man. That's all it is. Everybody wants the market to go up, and when the bottom line is I don't get it because some of the people they'll say it in the same breath. I'm a long-term investor in this project, but this floor or this it's like you're contradicting yourself. You shouldn't give a flying shit if you're a long-term investor. Sit back, ride the wave. It doesn't matter if you're trading shit coins, Bitcoin, NFTs, whatever it is. If you're going to call yourself a long-term investor, that's why I just tell people just chill. Chill on these heavy bags. Some have heavier ones than others, for sure. And right now, like smart money is accumulating stuff, just accumulating. It doesn't matter if this thing's going to go to 10K. I don't think it's gonna. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin's a volatile freaking asset. And you got everybody watching all the crazy news and shit, so who knows? This is like, I'm surprised we haven't had that liquidity push to the top side just to wreck people to going the other way. Typical Bitcoin. So I go on these high time frames. And I saw some questions, which it was good. I popped in, saw Kevin in the chat. If you're watching this stream, what's up, buddy? Another guy, right? Hung around for a long time. Kevin's been with us since the beginning, as far as I remember. And then one day just comes out, I'm ready for the package, right? It's just I know there's people watching from the sidelines, absorbing this information, watching the videos, looking at the pro chart, learning the volatility. Because if you continue just to stare at that volatility, it will start clicking. You will start seeing things. But that's what we're all about here, right? If people come in, they don't want to interact, they want to chill, just absorb the information. And we have people like that. And we have people that interact all the time. Then we have people that interact enough for everybody. Man. But anyway, he's my favorite. Where is our crypto warlord? Where is he? But yeah, XMars, questions about that, about
I
this
had
broker.
a 4 hours call with the crypto warlord. I think it's over for him. I literally messed with him with question for 4 hours.
Right. Right. Yeah, it never, you trust me and ask away, man. Ask away. And I'm telling you right now, if you ever want to specifically ask me something, DM me. DM me 100%. And this is the only server where my DMs are open, obviously, because I know there's no, we got a paywall and everybody's cool. And so definitely you can DM me anytime. That goes for anybody that's listening, right? If you're in the Discord, you can DM me anytime. Ask me questions. Because yeah, we all, and that goes for any of the founders. You DM any of us. I mean, this is what we're doing, right? We've been chugging along for a couple years now, which is kind of mind blowing. Just doing this, so this is why we do it, right? This is why we do it to help. But yeah. So these AVPs, it will start to click. It just takes a while. I mean, that's a no brainer. You show this chart to anybody trading traditional TA, right? I mean, you're just, what? What am I looking at? Right? It's not going to make sense.
Yeah, the other
But
thing too is some of these indicators are designed to look for divergence. Some of them are not. Some of them are directional. Some are not. So you really do have to understand, the overall indicator that you're looking at first to know if it's directional, if it's not, or if it's going to be something to look for divergence on.
yeah,
So, like Imars was looking earlier, he was kind of had the he was looking for divergence there on the correlation, and I was like, no, you don't want to be doing it on the correlation. So, not the indicator you want to be looking for that on.
right. Here's a good example right here where by using three, all right, where this low length one has been flashing for a minute, right? The 981's been flashing. Still, there's nothing here saying get into any of these trades. And this is a 1 minute. Thank God. I mean, there's nothing here, right? There's no salad here. Nom, nom, nom. So, boom. So what happens first? So on this candle, you get full volatility expansion on this low length one, right? Now, you're not significantly positively correlated, but look at the 981, right? It was last candle, right? You flip, boom, if you're chilling, you're sitting on this candle, it's already moving to the downside, you have time to get in this trade. 2400's also significantly negatively correlated. This is like this is going to give you, this is like telling the future through these higher lengths, right? And so this is allowing you to literally say, yeah, this is a good move. They're already significantly negatively correlated, right? Before full volatility expansion on either one. So that's a no-brainer to get in. The whole move was about 120 bucks or something. You're down here on the 1 minute, man. You're taking $50 profits. Limit orders, boom. Get a quick limit order filled on that 1 minute candle right there. And then boom, that thing, you immediately go down. That's the thing about the 1 minute. You got to be fast because you know how Bitcoin moves. Go down, throw in a limit order for a $50 profit. But you got to get set up on an exchange where you're not having any maker fees. And I know most of the big ones do, right? If you stake their tokens. God, right now is a better time than any to do it. My God. I remember when I was doing it with FTX, I bought at the top. I bought those 25 FTX tokens at the top. So, that was when I went to get out to liquidate that. Yeah, man. Which I needed to. I just wanted to get everything off of FTX. But yeah, so here's a good example. But you could see this on any time frame. That's why. Here's one thing. If you're not already a very successful intraday trader, just maybe 15-minute chart, right? Getting 3-4 trades a day or something. If you're not super successful at that, and when I talk about super successful, I'm talking about 90% win rate, which nobody talks about numbers like those. People will tell you that's impossible. I beg to fucking differ, man. It's not. People just don't take their wins. They don't limit their loss. It screws your P&L up bad. So that's why. So say you get in this trade, right? And say it turns against you. Wherever that limit order was, if a 1 minute candle goes against you and closes on the other side of your entry, just get out. Just get out of the trade. It doesn't matter anymore. Okay. But you can see how this progressed. And I know I've seen you say before, after the fact, it's easy to read. That's where using three comes in and understanding that these higher lengths are already telling you, hey, this volatility expansion that's happening right now, and you can see it on the low length, it's already flexed to 100, is negatively correlated in significance. You're going to get a nice pop. Whoop. Let me see something real quick. Where was this move? Let's see, which one is it? Oh, it's this guy back here. Yeah, it's this little move. Yeah, see, really no div there either. And that's what I came back here to look for. So did this little dump out here, was there price action, right? Was a lower high right here. Lower high on the returns oscillator too. Yeah, the no div. This thing's that's what's great about these markets. They're random on top of it. That's why when you start to really understand the div plays, incredible, incredible. Like I could almost, if we'll go over onto my chart, but this move right here on the 1 minute, I would be willing to bet because there's no divergence in that play that move right there is not random. That 1 minute probably trended. Let me see here. Where are you, little booger? There it is. Is that it right here? It's this one, right? Yeah. And the predictor on the entropy was all over it too. And I'm telling you right now, this is what's great about this predictor, this prediction model. Look how early you get in next candle, right? Okay, the predictor model has flipped. And right, there's a lot of little moves. If they go, just get out of them if they don't play out like a nice strong move. But look how many are. It's crazy. But anyway, look where that gets you in. You're in at the beginning of the move because me and MJ were noticing, man, that predictor flips a candle before. It's a beautiful setup. But obviously, you don't have this package right now. I'm just showing you though. When you start to really understand this volatility, and then you just continue, because believe me, that's going to pay off in spades, man, if you just continue to learn this for a little while. Because, well, I haven't traded now in 4 months probably. I mean, we don't always have to be in a trade. It becomes an addiction. Why? Well, because there's an endorphin rush. When I'm intraday trading, it's like nonstop endorphin rush because I'm just going 100 miles an hour, right? And you're all excited, man. You're just nailing these fucking scalps. Boom, 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 boom. It all becomes real. Dude, it's just like any addiction. That is the addiction. It's the endorphin release. It's not the actual whatever's causing whatever you think you're addicted to. You're addicted to the endorphins, in my opinion. But yeah, it's good stuff. Just continue what you're doing. Continue what you're doing, and you'll be fine. You'll be able to get in. This is a 1 minute. I mean, we go up here and we're looking for these moves, right? You go to a 15-minute and you get expansion, right? Positively core. And this is another thing. Once you learn the volatility, it's all about slope too. Both of these, look, boom, you get a big expansion right here. You got a steady move here. Everything's positively correlated. You got the expansion candle here, went significantly positively correlated there, right? I mean, this is easy. Probably a couple $100 scalp, even if you're in halfway into the candle, right? Even if you're super patient and you just wait to see is this thing gonna roll. Say you get in there. What is that? 511. That's a $125 move, just real fast. If you're taking quick scalps, you're winning. Boom, 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 boom. That's how you beat this system. That's how you beat this scam they have going on. People don't think it's that way. Of course it's that way. Woo! That's why they're teaching everybody how to trade the way they do. Teaching them the risk management strategies. They call it risk management. If it's risk management, why is everybody wrecked? Anybody ever ask that question? If that is the go-to risk management strategies of the status quo of these trading circles, right? The way people put stop losses and take profits, and especially Bitcoin, you're swing trading volatility, and people are wondering why they're getting wrecked. They're all getting wrecked unless they get in a swing trade and they're like, oh shit, I'm just going to take this profit. It's all about taking profits. That's what it's all about. I'm not saying you can't get an entry on the 4-hour. Could there be a massive fucking swing in price action on that 4-hour move? That's why it's not a good idea to get entries on higher time frames, especially Bitcoin. You could be $1,000 underwater so fast it'll blow your mind. Now that might just come right back up and go in your direction, but this is the game they're playing. You got to trade the low time frame volatility, and if you just take your profits, you're going to move. You are going to very quickly move right into where people know what does Jimmy do? Jimmy's a full-time trader. He's a professional trader. He's trading the markets. Well, what markets does he trade? Well, I don't know. He chases the volatility, right? Look at the volatility in oil, right? Soybeans, corn, everything. Insane. Wheat, right? I mean, there's a shitload of volatility in everything. So the real volatility traders chase that. You chase the volatility. That's why when people are like, "Oh yeah, these guys, but they're not trading Bitcoin," I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" When this shit show came up and started running it, when Bitcoin started running the code, everybody was like, "You got to be kidding me." This is like a low time frame trader's wet dream if you can understand what's happening with the price action, right? And the only way to do that is to know what's going on with the volatility and the returns, and it's the only way, in our opinion. So yeah, it's great. Good. Good stuff. Ramble over. Let's see. Oh, I'm not even in the stream chat. I was like, why isn't anybody posting anything? There we go. Yeah. Okay. So, Koi, a good way. That's why, and that's, yeah, you guys got the pro chart. I'm sorry. Because there's so many ways when you're using the AVR, right? We got grade. You got alpha volatility grade, right? And when you have this expansion right here, boom. And I'm not saying you're going to get in at the beginning of the move. This is what you want to see. You want to see this volatility, right? Now, obviously, if this was on a 15-minute, it'd be a no-brainer. This is the same move we were just looking at. So what's going to get me in this move quicker? Right? What's going to get me in this move quicker? Realizing that at the beginning of the move, when it's walking sideways right here, you're positively correlated, contracting volatility. Right? And then when it expands, right? So when you really learn, you might get in the position because you understand what's happening here. Volatility is contracting, positively correlated. That's usually going to ebb and flow into an expansion, negatively correlated. So the moves, look at every move, most moves, not every, on the chart. They always start with like a little walk, right? Moves usually start with a little walk. And then, boom! And that's just understanding what's going on with the volatility. Or am I over here on the entropy and I'm just playing this prediction model? I've ran the numbers. It's stupid. I don't know if anybody's went back and looked at the trades just using the predicting model if you got it set up correctly, and it's just like, well, So trust me, IMARS, XMARS, XMARS the spot. This gets easier, right? That's what this is all about. There's nobody out there that is doing this for anybody, right? It's pretty much when you come into the Discord, you're paying $10 a month to just get into the Discord. Then we throw you to the wolves, man. We throw this volatility at you and say, look, this chart is to learn the basics of the way we trade because you need to understand, right? I just went over on that other chart how that move was positively correlated, contracting, ebb and flowed right into expansion, negatively correlated. If you've worked with this indicator for a long time, you're good. So, like Coy said, well, when do you take profit? When the correlation breaks? No, not at all. Not at all. You freak. We got alpha volatility grade, and it peaked out at 100% right at the bottom of the move. That's a no-brainer right there. You're getting out of that trade. As soon as that candle closes, you're done. You're out. Perfect exit. All right? Perfect exit. But at this point, the way we trade, this is the 1 minute. So this is what, 24.40? Yeah, this wasn't a big move. This is a $50 scalp all day. That's why. And here's the thing about trading the 1 minute. It's not about just understanding the volatility. You have got to be fast. You got to know how to work your exchange. Like, I mean, there's no, you better know a keyboard. You better know where your keys are at because you're not looking at the keyboard. If you're trading a 1 minute chart, ask anybody. If you're trading a 1 minute chart and you don't have like I got a trackpad, right? I got a trackpad and a keyboard. If you don't have those under control, where you're looking at them, there's so much more to trading. It's incredible. You have got to literally be able to be. You're hammering. You're getting in trades, getting out of trades. It's insane. Reading the indicators. It's a lot. Well, here's the thing. Here, when I was looking at this, is what I was doing. Because now, if you're just following the predictor and getting out of the trade when that predictor does shift, are you losing a little bit of that profit? Yeah, you are. So that's where it's all about. Don't wait. Use the predictor to get into the trade. And if you're down here on the 1 minute, you're damn near almost immediately putting in a limit order take profit, $50 ahead. Think about how fast that is, the way Bitcoin moves, right? You're literally putting the trade in, and almost at the same time, you're going to put in that take profit. Big time. The volatility's ramped up. This is moving. You're good to get in that trade, but you just got to take quick profit and not get torn up by trading fees. I mean, that's one thing, you know. When I go back trading, I need to. There's also a couple exchanges out there. The problem is I don't think there's a lot of liquidity on them where you pay like a monthly fee and you can trade as much as you want. I don't see how that's sustainable, but I can't remember the name of that exchange. There's a couple, I think. And drink some water. So yeah, anyway. Can it change in the middle of a candle? If it's a really volatile candle the other way, that I don't, no, I don't think so. And is what's great. It usually gives you it doesn't lag at all. It's incredible. Not only does it not lag, it freaking, man, it gives them good reads. And we just started playing with this. Know that, all right? Just like you've got the prediction model on the reverse mean of log returns. Right? Boom, 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 boom. See how I have mine set up. I like my colors. I like dimming up the bands a little bit. I want a bright future mean. But then down here on the prediction colors, right? These are my nice bright ones. And then I went with a blue and a red. Because before, right, I don't use the trend, but they were off-ball colors. So I had to change all this stuff big time. And I love the almas. Right, I love the almas. Right now, they're even set on 6 and 9. I had it on 33. If I go down to a low time frame, that's what I. Let me see here. Let me see. Let me go to 15 minute. Let me reset this. Donk. There we go. And it's pretty good, right? The prediction model's pretty good. But this is not, we put this in there because, yeah, it's good. Give you a little preview of what you're getting ready to get. Everybody that's already got the AVR, the entropy indicator, give you a little preview. Let's put it that way. Plus, it's pretty freaking cool. But see, this kid, that's what's great about this indicator is it really shows you, because this prediction, it's got nothing to do with the reverse mean, right? It's literally just showing you the colors of the prediction model that is, right? The where's it at? There we go. You got the fast sensitivity length, slow sensitivity length, and then a lot of different options, right? A lot of different options to choose from. And I like Alma because it finishes off price with a normal distribution. Me and MJ are still going over that for sure.
Yeah, said another way, the predictor code is baked into a few indicators now that we have. So that's a Donnie thing that he came up with, and so like Bilbo was saying, on this particular indicator, that model is built into there. It has nothing to do with the RMLNR. Yeah, if I can even say it correctly. RMLR. It's baked into the line there so you can see the predictor model. That's also based on a couple, it's built into a couple of the other indicators as well.
Still reading in here. So I would use 10 on the correlation look back to start out, because what's going to happen, like when I changed this to 5, there's going to be a lot more noise, but you know what else happens? You get a lot more correlation break, right? That's why when I'm trading low time frames, they will all be on 5. They will all be on 5, but trust me, you get a lot more noise, a lot more. But that's the difference there. And then Warlord probably uses on 5, but hell, he's been looking at these things for years now, literally. So yeah, it's all good. I would start on 5. Think of it, it just smooths it out a little bit. It's going to make it a little easier for you because shit's happening real quick when you have it on 5. But at some point, yeah, it's good to go down there, especially if you're down on the. And that's where I suggest starting to trade 15-minute. Man, you get those signals on the 15-minute, you guys. It's like all you got to do is take the profit. It's that simple. That's what this is. This whole thing's crazy. When everybody's out there just beating their head against the wall, freaking out about the market, oh my God, this volatility is madness right now. So easy to be just cleaning up when everybody's struggling. The ones that are struggling, they're not even probably actively trading. They're just sitting on some heavy ass bags and they're bitching about anything that's, blaming anything but except, hey, did you forget you're a long-term investor? Why are you even bitching? You should be accumulating, right? That's what I don't understand when somebody will say they're a long-term investor and at the same time are complaining about the market down. It's like, what the fuck? This is when you should be adding on to your position, not complaining about it. This is fucking like, we just got served up a silver platter on a lot of things, in my opinion. I mean, there's people thinking Bitcoin's going way lower. Man, do I have bias? Yeah. I mean, I got personal bias with the whole damn thing. Just like, screw you, bears. Screw you, bears. And when somebody else says, screw you, bears, I post this GIF. All right. Where am I? Let's take a peek here. I probably just almost talked about 40 minutes, huh? Let's go over on this other chart. That's the bottom line. On that other chart, it's just time. Okay, 4 hour, we're flashing on the 1 minute, Jesus. am I doing here? I thought I went to the 4-hour. Well, what do you know? 4-hour and 1 minute's flashing. Ooh, something there? I don't know. All lower lows, all higher highs, right? On the top side. So that's the whole time, that's just setting up what? Hidden bear, hidden bear, hidden bear. But the whole time, that's why you see people drawing channels and shit. They don't, if they even understood what the hell they were doing, it'd be the other side is just creating bowl. There's div building on both sides, and that's why you're getting this. There's just no uniformity, right? There's a little div battle going on. It's just nonstop. Tight too, right? Tight too. So this is like when you see, this is another good thing in I mean, fuck, here I go. I mean, I never talk about everything I do, but I'm telling you right now, I do not, you won't see me. The only time I'm ever going to put some trend lines on here, this is one good example. When you've got all this div, there's a div battle going back and forth. I'm telling you right now, if it's a tight channel and it lines up, because I'm not doing this on price action to draw a damn trend line. I'm waiting for the returns oscillator. What's the returns oscillator going to do? When's it going to break out of here? That's when you're going to see the long term time frame. I can't even talk, guys. The long term time series of this move. Which way that div's going to play out? Right? Is the hidden bear gonna dump it out, or is the bull gonna pump it up? Man, you see when you break out, when that returns oscillator breaks out of that little trend it's in of building that div both ways, and then you know what you got going on with the Fisher. Look at the volatility. So do I think it's gonna happen here really soon? Yeah. Well, I mean, the 4-hour volatility is surely crushed. It's at zero. Surely. Don't call me Shirley. For God's sakes, it's been building up here too on the 90-minute. Look, I still got the trend lines. It actually has. Literally. Same. It's even building on the 90. And considering, I mean, they are. If you look at the low all the way back here, these are all higher lows everywhere. Just like the top side. All higher highs. Yeah, I guess this one getting quiet. We'll see though. Let me get rid of these on another time frame. So 90-minute, starting to have an outlier to the downside. The predictor's been going down. All the Fishers are down. What did SPY? Let me go over here. I want to see something real quick. How'd SPY finish up? Post market up a tiny bit. Not bad. But since we're on SPY, you can see, right? We get a new weekly range. New weekly range. Not as tight as last week. But what happened? I mean, now you're staying inside that monthly range, right? Here's the center of the monthly. Now you're moving. The center of the weekly is starting to creep up. Maybe next week it gets up back above. I'll tell you what though, what's happening with Bitcoin and what's happening here, if SPY dumps from this weekly and this monthly, yeah, man, say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. If I go back over to BTC, it's more ominous over there. Tight weekly range. Right? We opened up the new day, started dumping out, immediately ran up. The hell, first wick right to the center, pulled back, opened up to the top, to the bottom, ranged in here for a while. Then I think got spit out. Now it's been hanging around the bottom side of the daily 68.3 Laplace. Here's what I was going to get into too. I didn't even get into the VRE, but this price action needs to close inside the 68.3. Well, why? Well, your new daily range is up here, right? The new daily range is up here. You do not want to close below this. After rejecting off this tight weekly, right, this thing could spill out a little bit. Obviously, I mean, it's looking like right now they're going to push this baby back down towards 20K again. Let's see what happens. Because the predictor's the predictor, Sayron. The predictor is literally taking these ALMA moving averages, and when they give the signals, that's when the predictor's flipping. Got nothing to do with the RLMR. I can't even talk. The RMLR. That predictor, that's not the RMLR giving a prediction. That's the ALMA fucking lengths you have set up, right? That's going off of what? It's literally going off of price action. But that's why I like to use the ALMA, because it finishes it off in a normal distribution. So it somehow fits in, it fits into what we're doing. And it's not like that's going to be the end all, but that's what it is right now. That's what the predictor's doing. It's not like the reverse mean of log returns flips some signal and the predictor changes. It's got nothing to do with the RMLR at all, not even a bit. It's got everything to do with those two sensitivity settings. And right now I have my both on. One of them's on ALMA and one of them's on ALMA 1. All right, so it's literally getting signals from those moving averages that are based on the ALMA settings that finishes it off in a normal distribution. So yeah. It's not like there's a RMLR one and then the regular one. It's all the same predictor. It's all the same model. He's just putting it in like indicators. Like I'll be able to take, like, you could use the moving average line on the AVP or the AVR, or it's going to be the AVR. You could literally you're probably going to be able to turn on the moving average line and set it to the predictor colors. And so then when you start to get a volatility expansion, the predictor's already telling you price action's already going down. That's what, when Donnie said, this prediction model could be better than correlation. And I'm telling you right now, it gets you in trade sooner, especially if you don't know how to utilize those 3 AVRs and understand those 6 different scenarios that go along with expansion, contraction, positive or negatively correlated. Right? There's 6 different things going on that can get you into the walk downs or the walk ups that usually turn right into a pump or a dump. So yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing with the predictor models, but we still got work to do. We wanted to get it. We could have kept testing this thing for a long time. Trust me. We just wanted to get the RMLR out. And we were like, screw it. Let's put the predictor colors in there too to get people a little sense of what they're going to be getting with the other indicators. It's not like, and I'll say it again. Yeah, cool, brother. Yeah, it's not like there's a different one for each one. The RMLR is just built on those settings. And that's what's crazy. You can change those things up, man. Where are you, little man? There. Direction chin. There it is. Yeah, I mean, got all these different settings. But like I said, right now, I like the ALMA. Seems to be getting the best signals, for sure. But yeah, that's why I know Kevin asked that question earlier about the RMLR in the chat I caught, and I pretty much put in there, you can go read it, what my strategy is with this indicator. That's what I want it for. I want to know where the reverse mean is. Where is price action on these reverse bands? And this is why people notice I have like all my stuff. I don't have any of my probability ranges, right? My RMLR, my projection boss. I usually have those all together. Like, I'll have that chart up on its own monitor, right? I know I've got a PB2 on here. That's just for streaming purposes and stuff. If I'm over here, it's not like when I'm trading, I have it up here, right? This has got its own damn own screen. That's what I'm trying to say. It's all my probabilities. my projections, the reverse mean, all that fun stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what's cool. And the UPM, you guys will get. I'm getting ready to republish the UPM public invite only, so you'll be seeing. You'll get a new alert that you got access to a new indicator. But you've already had it. It's just going to be the public invite only one, not the private. Not the private. You hear that? I know you're watching, you little clowns. We're coming for you.
That was a nice little move on Bitcoin right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Look at the 15-minute one right to the 3SD almost. Zoom. Right to the 3SD. So for the over here on the 5-minute, right? Outlier, the predictor, the volatility. Yeah, remember. Oh, you had all that freaking div building. Let's see what happens. Could go either way. That's what's crazy. It could just be building more. Could just be building more. What do you got? You got something good to say, MJ? Let's hear some MJ stuff.
I'm just answering questions.
What's
Just
the
answering
rug of
questions.
the day? Getting good rugs, man.
I'd consult on you for that one.
Yep. Sure you can, bro.
Can I please? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and that's another thing. If you don't have, the packages, just come in. Come in and ask somebody to post the probabilities for you. That's never been a problem. We don't have a problem doing that. Let me see here. Let me turn off these PBs. And the reverse mean. Ooh, looky there. So we said daily. Well, I mean, I've got them on the AVR, but you want the weekly too. But dailies, I mean, if you look at the AVR though, I do want to go back, or the VRE. So first standard deviation to the downside, 19,650, 19,645. First standard deviation normal distribution to the top side, what was it, 21,620. Then the 68.3 Laplace distribution, which I want to close up inside this bad boy, 20,500. But top side's 21.1. Kind of, it's not a $600 range. Not that bad. The weekly crammed right in the middle of it. This is highly volatile right here. I'm surprised we haven't had more. Boop, 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 boop. This late little move. We could get another crack back up. Daily hidden bear in the trending band. Let me go to a 12-hour now. Hold on. Dum dum dum. Yeah, 12-hour right now is hovering just above the 68.3 Laplace on this 12-hour candle. Opened up, made a move back up, didn't quite make it to the 1SD. Definitely the 0.5, probably right at it. So yeah, not much. Right now, no, it's on the bottom side actually. On the 12-hour. 12 hours down by the bottom side of the 68.3. Here's the top's at 20.5. So obviously the 12-hour, it's not a big, massive range. It's actually 227 to the bottom, 560 to the top. That's what's great about Laplace. I mean, that 68.3% range is going to be really tight. Whereas the 68.3% first standard deviation range normal distribution is $1,000. All right, $1,000, a lot wider. See it? That's these first blue ones. Boom and boom. Let me see here. What was that he wanted? What's your opinion, RML, on the daily? Woo! Need to. It would be very, very nice. What do you want to see here? You want to see it bounce off this mean. There's no doubt about it, right? Because I talked about this the other day. Man, this thing can just ride this thing. But I saw that in the chat earlier. Just because this reverse mean is down here at these prices, this doesn't mean price action has to come down here, right? So now on the daily, did we have mean reversion? Yeah. Oh yeah. It crossed. We're across the reverse mean. Look at the bands really tightening down. We want to see a bounce off this mean. All right. As soon as this starts, as soon as you get a bounce off this mean, this future mean is going to start climbing because that's what's happening, right? The price action happening right now is predicting the future mean of log returns. Still wrapping my head around it. Like my projection I had going on the weekly was doing its magic, working its way. I mean, the probabilities are to move back up to the top side, like 30K ish. 30K ish. But if we push up here, let me reload this. All right, I've got that weekly projection still going. And here's the reverse mean on the weekly. So yeah, here's the 95.4 Laplace. So there's a 95.4% chance at some point here, this price action pulls back up inside here. And this distribution of the returns. Last week, good example, went up, rejected off the 95.4 on the current candle. Right? There's a pink and blue dot right there. When people are like, oh, I wonder why we rejected. Well, I mean, probabilities, man. Probabilities. Didn't quite pull back inside the first standard deviation, closed above it. That's always fucking bullish to me. This is kind of a no-brainer. Even if we went down to, it's a little under 20K, but that is the weekly 68.3. We get down there, especially after, this was a nice week after the madness that we've been dealing with, right? That was a nice week. These colors are confusing for people too here. While I'm on stream, I should probably turn the trend bar color off so you can see what's happening. This would be a good test. And if you get a bounce here and then start moving back up to this one SD, I'm telling you, man, this thing is, in my opinion, going to, at some point in these next few weeks, going to close a weekly candle up here. Close back inside. That's what you want to see anyway. And you got the reverse mean up here. I'm waiting for this macro. I want to see what happens, right? Are we going to cross back up on the macro time frames? I don't even consider a daily macro. You got to get up here weekly. Weekly's like really, literally my first macro time frame. Weekly, monthly, quarterly. So yeah, I mean, we get up above this mean, and then we start getting bounces here. Down here, you're going to see this reverse mean on the weekly start to climb back up. That's what's great. I mean, look how low it is on the weekly. This does not mean price action has to come down here. This is just from this past price action letting you know at this point, this is where the future prediction of the reverse mean is at. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, look at the predictor the whole time, this whole move. But now, right, it's losing. The predictor is definitely losing its steam. See what happens. Oh, you know what though? On the weekly, remember I was talking about what I wanted to see. I mean, I was talking about this this predictor flipping back bullish on the weekly. It has on both Shannon entropy and entropy line. But there's hidden bulls setting up. Look at the returns oscillator though. We could just get a little bullish reset on this returns oscillator. The Fishers literally got stronger, in my opinion. Literally got stronger. But I would assume we get a pullback. I mean, maybe we just bump around the next few weeks and you keep these longer length bullish. Maybe we get another. The low length turns back down. I'm watching all this. Just trying to get bored. There was definitely the DLP. There's bull div on the DLP too. And it was playing out. That returns oscillator. This is what I just fan. I mean, the returns, they really shot up to this band. Price action really didn't reflect it very much. So, but I remember I did say that we close a weekly candle down around 18 or something, get one more lower low. And if this returns oscillator is bouncing off the zero mean when we start to move up, that's just more bull div, and that's powerful as hell. So I'm waiting to see how this plays out up here. Obviously. 6 o'clock, huh? Yeah, time to go. Yeah, I hope everybody got something out of all that. Like I said, any questions, you can DM me. DM any of us. Give you the down low. But yeah, we should be back tomorrow 5 p.m. Unless I just fall into a stupor. I don't know what I got going on. Something though, health wise. Fluish. Yep, you're welcome. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.